Hey everybody, and welcome to the Legion Live. We're a couple hours later this Tuesday than we normally are, but it's because our guest is not in his normal time zone. So today we have Bradley Sutton from Helium 10 joining us from Hawaii. I just found out he's actually on vacation. So it's really stinking nice of Bradley to join us from vacation. We did have to accommodate a little later time, which I think is worth it. And Bradley's going to be showing us one of the coolest new tools in Helium 10 that hasn't really been talked about, but I found myself using the data from a lot recently. So welcome, Bradley, and tell us exactly where in Hawaii you're at right now.
Aloha, I guess you could say, huh? I'm here in Honolulu, and I'll be here for a few days, and then going to Kona. Also, I haven't been to Hawaii in like 30 years, so it's cool to be here.
Awesome. And you're going to be there for how long?
I'll be here until Saturday. So, and then I'm actually, believe it or not, taking another week off. So this is like my first 2 weeks vacation at Helium 10 in my entire employment here.
Nice. So tell us about this new tool. Well, I guess it's not really a tool. It's more like a piece of data, right? Like all of us that use Helium 10, we love pulling data. My two favorite tools in there are Magnet and Cerebro. And we're looking for keyword opportunities, and we're also analyzing competition. And this new column that popped up in Cerebro and Magnet kind of helps with both, right? It helps us kind of figure out if there is a specific keyword opportunity with less competitiveness based on specific ranking algorithms, if I didn't make that sound complicated enough. So do you want to kind of share that for us and go through that with us?
Yeah, so just the history of it first was, I've been doing a lot of testing over the last couple of years, and all this testing about launch eventually morphed itself into that thing that we call the Maldives honeymoon method. And part of that I talk about is the Maldives launch method actually starts not just at keyword research or not just at launch, but it actually starts even in the product research and finding products that you are going to have a lot easier time getting to page one from its keywords. And so the thing that one of the biggest aspects of this that I discovered is, hey, the fewer listings on page one that have the searched keyword in phrase form in the title, the easier it is, the cheaper it is to get to page one. And I did tests on this just to like kind of prove this theory. Everybody's got theories, but they never like try and prove it. So I'm like, I don't want to say something where there's really no proof. So what I did was I did this one test where I created a brand new listing, and I actually have slides of this, but I don't have it here with me. But at 12:05 a.m. one night, I created this listing, and I put in the title Gee's Chicken Coop, because that was the one that you and I created in Project X, and I figured, okay, nobody has Gee's Chicken Coop in the title other than our own Gee's Chicken Coop egg tray. And sure enough, 12 minutes later, the image hadn't been uploaded. I mean, the listing was live. 12 minutes later, it's so new that there's still no images. You know how it takes a long time for images to show up. It was page one, position 2 for the keyword Gee's Chicken Coop. And of course, page one, position 1 was our egg tray. And then, but then I was like, wait a minute, there might be skeptics out there because there's only like 70 listings in all of Amazon that are even indexed for Gee's Chicken Coop, right? So I was like, let me change the title around, and I'm going to put in some weird title. Gee's Chicken Coop red wire egg basket. I figured there's no such thing as a red wire egg basket. So nobody had that in the title, but those keywords were pretty common, red, wire, egg, and basket. I was like, there's probably thousands of listings that are indexed for. Sure enough, when you search for it, there's 3,000 listings that showed up for that search term. But again, 10 minutes after I updated the title, it was page one, position 4 for that keyword because nobody else had it in the title. And so it kind of like was my proof of concept that, hey, Amazon, I don't know how long this has been going on, but they are putting a really big emphasis on what you have in phrase form in the title. And then as I expanded that out, I discovered that, wow, like if I actually have this keyword in my listing in phrase form in the title and almost nobody else does, even if it's like a 10,000 search volume keyword, I'm going to skyrocket to page one. Now, it's not going to be like 10 minutes later, like those other weird tests I did. But if it costs you X amount in PPC or search find by or whatever you're doing to get to page one, under other circumstances, if you can find that scenario where you can find a high search volume keyword that you have in your title, nobody else does, or almost nobody else does, it's like half or even a fourth of what you would have to do to get to page one. So that's how the whole concept started. And I was like, all right, Helium 10, how can we make this easier to do? Because I can't just go to all these keywords and just start counting how many listings on page one have it. And so that's basically how this database got built, where we're now storing in Helium 10 how many listings on page one have the searched keyword there. So I think I can show it now. Can you go ahead and throw my screen up there? All right, cool. So here, let me just go to any of our keyword tools. Let's first just go to Magnet. And first of all, here's a quick hack. And I've actually never shared this anywhere. It just came to my mind as I was preparing for this right now. But a lot of people don't realize, you see how it says here, let me zoom in. You can enter one keyword or up to 200 keywords. Let's say you've determined all of your keywords that are super highly relevant to your product using Cerebro or whatever. You can actually dump them all into here, and then you'll see kind of like the overall competitiveness as far as the title goes from what I'm about to show you from just one keyword. Let me show you what I mean. Let me just type in coffin shelf. All right. Let's do a new search. All right.
Man, that Helium 10 tool sure is slow.
No, it's called the Hawaii Internet. It's
the hotel internet.
Yeah. All right. So you can see the results on my screen now?
Yep.
Okay. So as you can see, we've got the CPR and then we've got the title density all the way here. And basically what this number represents is the last time that Helium 10 checked. How many listings on page one have that in exact phrase form? And so we see here, crystal display shelf, it's searched for about 4,000 times a month, but there's 17 listings on page one that have it.
Yeah, that have that exact phrase.
Exactly.
Right? Exactly. Not a different format, not long tail, but 17 listings on page one of the crystal wall shelf has that exact phrase in the title.
Exactly.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong, guys. That doesn't mean that, hey, that's one of your main keywords. Oh, I better not put that in my title, or I'm not going to put this in my listing because it's too competitive. No. It just means that, hey, it's going to be harder for you to compete on that keyword. Doesn't mean you shouldn't compete for that keyword. You absolutely should if that's your main keyword. But let me go ahead and put a max of 4, and let me go pretty big. Let's go like 5,000 search volume. Let's see if anything comes up. Okay. So now take a look here. Contrast that with, let's see, spooky home decor. All right. Spooky home decor is actually searched for 25,000 times a month. Now, if you've got a product like a coffin shelf or something that can be considered spooky home decor, especially with Halloween coming up, you want to be on page one for spooky home decor. Well, guess what? There's only 2 listings on page one that actually have that keyword in phrase form. So if you were to put that in your title, and to try and get to page one, it would be a lot easier than that crystal whatever keyword that we had that had 17. Coffin decor only has 3. Horror movie decor. Horror movie decor searched for 14,000 times a month and 0. The last time we checked, 0 people have it in the title. So there's 2 things we learned from this. Number one, if I already have our Project X coffin shelf, I'm looking at opportunity on which keywords might be easier to get to page one for. But at the same time, in Magnet especially, I'm coming up with other possibilities of maybe product line extensions. Like a coffin shelf isn't necessarily, what did I say, spooky movie decor or something. But now I'm like thinking, hey, let me go to Etsy and Pinterest. What do people looking for spooky movie decor want? Like, is it a spooky kind of frame for like scary movies or something? Boom, I've got the new Manny's Mysterious Oddities, product right there.
Yeah, so it just gives kind of like an indicator of an easy opening, right? Because we don't know all there is to know about the algorithm, the the A72 algorithm that we're on right now for Amazon. But we do know, or we believe we know, I think everybody's that's watching this that's in the know would probably agree, that the title is probably the most important piece of information that we give Amazon on our listings for them to help determine what we are, right? So other keywords are great. There used to be like this suspected hierarchy of all these different places. And I think most everything's kind of similar except for the title. I still think the title is the most important to try to convince Amazon this is what we are, so this is what you should rank us for. So when we see where there are only one people or zero other people or two people that are putting that exact phrase in the title, there should be a fairly strong argument that if we want to launch a product with that in our title, we should fairly easily rank for that product using those keywords based on the title, right? So of course it's a little subjective. We don't 100% know. There's no, golden algorithm for this, but it should be fairly easy. And then like Bradley was just saying there at the end, it doesn't just mean one product, right? By doing this research on this secondary product, we now know that there's a lot of people searching for spooky movie decor, but there's nobody even putting in their title. So that may mean an opportunity where we have demand with low competition. Low competition is assumed because if they were actually going to be competitive for that keyword, they'd probably go ahead and put in their title, right? So there are other people selling that product. They may have it other places in their listing. They just aren't keying on it very specifically on their title. Did I say all that right, Bradley?
Since you're here, it's time for a Tim and Bradley corny joke. You hear the sirens in the background?
Yep.
Is that Hawaii 5-0? Okay, sorry.
You're the worst. That was so bad it almost made me cry and want to call the wambulance myself. I feel like that was good, right? No? Terrible?
You used to work as a paramedic in the ambulance, right?
Yeah. We called it, never mind. We had a terrible name. We used to call it the meat truck. I don't know, man. The ambulance is a meat truck. All right. Anything else that we can add to this little tip? I know we're getting close on the time for our normal Legion Lives. But again, I feel like this is like an unsung hero, this piece of data, this title density that people should be paying attention to. Again, there is no one formula that's going to tell us what works or what doesn't work on Amazon. I recently put out, it's like one of my best YouTube videos. It's called the Marfan Syndrome. All right. So like, Bradley, you should check this out too. So if you go to my YouTube channel, type Private Label Legion or Tim Jordan on YouTube, look at one of the most recent videos that says something about is your Amazon product is a Marfan syndrome. And it's how we spell out that there is no 100% indicator of what's going to work or not work on Amazon, but we get as many clues as we can and then we make a deduction. And that whole Marfan analogy is really, really clear. So this piece of data is just one more checkbox on our Marfan syndrome questionnaire, so to speak. But make sure and check out the Marfan video on my YouTube channel, and it'll explain exactly what I'm talking about. Bradley, when you come back, you got a few days there on vacation, then you're headed home?
Yeah, so I'm actually going to, even though next week I'm on vacation, I'm going to see you because we got something secret brewing up that you and I are going to collaborate on. So look at this. I don't know. It's only for Tim Jordan. I come out of my vacation. So this week I'm on vacation. I'm coming live for Tim, and next week Tim wants to come out to California and work out a new idea. And I'm going to be on my day off and visiting him in the tequila room. So I don't know. I guess I can't be friends with Tim and take a vacation in this world.
I feel like you're giving away too much. You said something about I'll be in the Helium 10 office. We're shooting a secret project, and you mentioned the tequila room.
Yes.
So for those of you listening, no, we are not shooting Project X.
Nope.
But you're probably not too far off. We'll leave that as a hint. We'll leave it from there, right? All right, cool. Well, thanks, Bradley, for being on. Thanks for listening. Make sure to check out our YouTube channel, Private Label Legion, and join our free Facebook group, privatelabellegion.com. That group is not big because we kick out inactive people and we kick out spammy people, but we have one of the highest engagement rates like of any e-commerce social media group. So make sure to join the Private Label Legion Facebook group, and you can see me and Bradley in there, ask us questions, and meet a lot of other cool folks. So thank you all for being on. This live will drop on YouTube in 4 days. We always edit these and put these on our YouTube channel. We appreciate you watching us, and we love you. Give us a thumbs up, a like, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. See you guys next week on our Legion Live. Thanks, Bradley, and we'll see you next week as well.
Mahalo.
Take care.